Okay, so what we're going to do now, we are going to use the spreadsheet that is on Google Classroom to make graphs. So please open up have both activity 1.2 open and then have the Google Sheets that's titled activity 1.2b charts and graphs. Have that open as well. We're going to have these side by side. Just going to close some of this extra stuff out here. All right. Now we're going to take the data from this Google Doc that we recorded yesterday and we're going to put it into Google Sheets so that we can make a graph. Now this is already set up for you. If you look on here on the bottom, you'll see the tabs. Look here in the lower left hand side, there's these different sheets. So within Google Sheets you have different sheets and you can click on them and you can see what you have. So the first trait that we're going to do is earlobes. Yeah, go ahead and take a pass. So up here we have traits. We have the trait here, and then below that we have two variations of earlobes. There's detached and attached. So make sure that your sheet, the way you set it up, you have a line for each variation, and then you have your class total. And right now it says 0, but we're going to put in our data from yesterday. So how many detached earlobes do we have in the class? We should have a number. If you go back to your 15, thank you. So you can toggle back, put 15 in that cell right there. So once we put that in there, you're going to see in this graph that's already in there, it's going to have 15 detached earlobes. And you can see right here, detached is labeled on there on that bar. And then how many students had an attached earlobe? 6. Type 6 in that cell right there, and then you're going to see for attached, it says 6, or it's, right here is 5, and that's one more, so it's 6. So that is what a graph should look like when you insert the data from our class, our data table. So now, what's our next trait? We're looking at eye color, and we have 4 variations. So go back to the Google Sheets. Down here in the lower left-hand corner, click on eye color. This is already set up for you. This is not always going to be the case. So what I want you to do is follow along with me here so that you'll know how to make these sheets and then how to make a chart off of these sheets. So up here, again, we have trait, variation, and class total. Eye color is already filled in there for you. And then we have blue, brown, hazel, and green already filled in. What we need to fill in is the class totals. So how many blue eyes do we have in this class? We have 0. How many brown eyes? So enter 22. How many hazel eyes? 1. And how many green eyes? 1. All right, so as we enter these, the chart updates, and then you can see that we have a bar graph for each trait that we have in the class. Now we're going to go to trait 3. This is not filled in for you, so you're going to have to enter these in. What's the third trait that we tracked in our classroom? Hitchhiker's thumb? So go ahead and type in. You can shorten it. You can call it hitcher's thumb. And then, what are the variations of hitcher's thumb? It's either yes, you have it, or no, you don't have it. All right, so now you have hitcher's thumb. You can select that cell, and drag it down, and it'll copy that cell below that. And then you have the variations, yes or no. So how many students have hitcher's thumb? 6. All right, so enter 6 for your class total, and then how many students do not have Hitcher's thumb? 15. All right, so now you have a sheet that has your information, but you don't have a chart. So here's how you're going to make a chart based off of your data table right here. First, drag from the upper left-hand cell to the lower left-hand cell, and you have that highlighted there. Once that's highlighted, go to Insert, and then select Chart. And that's going to take the cells that you have, the way that you've formatted them, and already, if it's set up correctly, you should be able to have a chart. It'll automatically make a chart based off of that. And this is just a bar graph. You can select different charts over here. You could have a line graph. You could have a lot of different things depending on the data that you have, but right now we're just going to stick with the bar graph. So now you have Hitcher's thumb showing that 6 students have Hitcher's thumb and 15 students do not have Hitcher's thumb in our class. All right. So what I want you to do next is for trait number 4, well, actually go down here to the lower left-hand side again, where you have the tab where it says trait 3. You see this arrow? Go ahead and rename that to Hitcher's thumb. That sounds like a horror movie. And then you can rename it, and then go ahead and do that. What we just did for trait 3, I want you to do it, set it up all by yourself for trait 4. That's going to be what you're going to work on now, and I'll be floating around the classroom to help you out if you have any hiccups with that. All right?